Hi and welcome, Paul Oakley, Sales and Marketing Director, Firebrand Promotions. This is a short series of videos that we've decided to pull together, talking about the subject of sustainability within our supply chain. We recognise that as a business, sustainability now is such an important topic. We hope you find the series useful and informative. And today we welcome Dan, who's come along to share his story and his company's offer with regards to premium brands and their approach to sustainability. Hello, Dan. Thanks for being here.
No problem.
If I could just ask you initially to spend a couple of minutes talking to us about the brands that you supply and their position from a sustainability perspective, that'd be great.
Yeah, thanks very much. So, as you've introduced, we supply premium brands, predominantly outdoor brands, that are designed to enable you to enjoy the outdoors. So a lot of these brands were started by outdoor enthusiasts who felt that the kit they were using, the clothing, the equipment wasn't good enough for what they wanted and what they needed. So they went away and improved it, and the brands were born out of a desire to produce greater quality kits that then enabled them to enjoy the outdoors more fully. That's then come a long way, and they're globally known brands now that people buy into still for that quality, but they still offer the protection first and foremost against the environment that enables us to be comfortable in the great outdoors. I guess the secondary issue to the manufacturing of those products is the environmental cost that the brands have been aware of for a number of years now. So they've gone through great lengths to make sure that their supply chains and their manufacturing processes are limiting that cost to the environment as much as possible. So they are partnering with a lot of external agencies that ensure that supply chain is as environmentally friendly as it can be. Then going on from there to the actual products themselves, a lot of the products now, right from the design stage, are focusing on the sustainability of actually the product, and the environmental credentials of the brand and of the actual product itself is right at the forefront of their mind.
You mentioned quality in there. What's really important to our customers today is the consideration of what happens to a product at end of life. Would you mind just giving us a bit of background regarding the products you supply and their end of life credentials?
Sure. Well, I think one of the benefits, certainly to your customers, of going for the premium brands is the quality of the product you're getting means that it's going to delay that end of life phase of a product anyway. So they are built to last. If you care for them properly, there's no reason they won't last a good long while. However, no product is indestructible. So there's a couple of things the brands are doing to try and take into account what we can do at that end of life phase. First and foremost is the materials that they're now using. So the RAB Downpour Eco Jacket that we've got here, for example, that's the first monopolymer fabric that RAB have started to use, which means it's a single layer. So it's a recycled garment, but it's fully recyclable as well at the end of life. So when it gets to that point where it can't be repaired, it can't be reused, then it can be deconstructed and used again to make future products. There's also schemes that the brands offer whereby you can return an unwanted or a damaged item, and if they can't repair it or it can't be reused, then they will dispose of it responsibly, and there'll be a bit of a give back to your customers as well, as an incentive to keep investing in the brands and supporting the causes that they're involved in.
That's powerful from a branding perspective, because the passive advertising is so much stronger as it's on the garment for longer, because the garment lasts for longer.
Absolutely.
Can you explain a little bit about that for us, please?
Sure, yeah. So one of the many benefits of going for premium brands is the brand alignment with globally recognised brands. I think has a lot of weight for your customers, but also because the products are built to last, then that's going to be seen for a long time, and it's not going to be something that they'll have to replace regularly. It's something that can certainly be there and be in the public eye for a good length of time.
Excellent from a return on investment perspective. Thank you for explaining that for us.
No problem.
When we look at sustainability, there's so many areas to it. There's a myriad of different parts. There's the important part, which is carbon emissions and the reduction of. Something else that we're aware of today through our work with EcoVadis and the ratings agency that we've partnered with, and they've reviewed our business, is they've asked us to look and consider social causes, social contribution, supply chain management, labour, those sorts of things. Could you give us just a bit of backstory regarding the brands and their position from a social contribution perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. And with all of the brands that we supply, they're heavily accredited by external agencies that as I've discussed already, that mean that the labour force that's involved is paid a living wage, and there's fair wear campaigns and things that means that they're supporting the local communities involved in producing the products that we enjoy. But also they're involved in a lot of local projects to support and safeguard the environment, because the outdoors is our playground, right? So we want it to be there for future generations, and to ensure that what we enjoy doing doesn't damage it in any way, shape or form. So Hydro Flask, as an example, who make these vacuum insulated stainless steel bottles, have a Parks for All campaign where they have grantees every year that they donate money to for local environmental projects all around the world. And so some here in the UK that they've supported recently, there's Surfers Against Sewage down in Perranporth in Cornwall. Has been a great charity for a number of years, where they've given them the funding to enable them to clean up the beaches and clean up the sea in the area, because they recognise that's a massive source of income to the local community, but also the environmental costs there.
If I may as well, such a beautiful part of the world. We holidayed there last year and it was absolutely stunning, and so important that we protect these beaches.
That's right, and when we go to these places we expect them to be stunning, and that's why we go there. But I think the local community see the impact of certainly our tourism. Unfortunately not everyone's as responsible as we would hope on those beaches, so that funding is there to try and safeguard and protect that environment for us and for the ocean and for the local community. In more recent years, they've supported campaigns and projects in the Lake District National Park, another gem here in the UK, to fix the fells, whereby they're maintaining and restoring footpaths there that enable people to enjoy the peaks there. And then more local, certainly near where I live on the edge of the Peak District, supporting funding which enables local school children from cities to get into the Peak District National Park and instill in them a love for the outdoors and help teach them the importance of protecting this environment that they're not fully aware of. So it funds the transport and then the kit that they will use to get into that part of the world.
Yeah, it's really powerful, isn't it? Because our customers have the opportunity to spend their budget on merchandise, which is going to give something back at the same time through the social contributions and initiatives that these brands are supporting, which I think is so powerful and so important in this day and age.
I agree, and it's not only you getting a quality product that's going to last and you're benefiting from the use of that, but yeah, it's the wider story there of what the brands are doing behind the scenes to safeguard the environment that we all enjoy. Yeah,
safeguarding the environment. You've used that statement a couple of times, and that's really what it's about. That's the journey that we're on, and we're doing our bit as best we can. So thanks ever so much, Dan. I've really enjoyed listening to what you've had to say. Found it really useful and informative personally, and I hope our audience have as well. Thank you. Good to see you.
No problem, Andrew.